The 40 Voters Commandments book encourages citizens to speak through their vote and to think collectively in building a society for all who live in it. The author of the book, King Fazan Ajo, is here in the studio to expand on this. Firstly, a pleasure to have you on the program. Now, your book encourages the common citizens among us to speak through their vote in a selfless manner. Explain to us why you deem this important.
Hello, sir, and my viewers at home. I want to say thank you for everybody who is watching us right now. This book is very close to my heart, and I really thank the TV station for having me here. It's a big platform for me to talk to Africans, right? Because we got to know something that knowledge, information is the mother of all transformation. Election is on the way now. All you hear people say is that go and vote, go and vote. Right. But now, a human being can do anything if he knows the why. If a human being doesn't know the why, it will be hard for him to just go out there. I cannot just go out there to vote because you told me to go and vote. Right. But if I know why I'm going to vote, and this is what the book is all about. Over the years, and I have been telling people over the years that Africa is not poor, Africa is mismanaged. And now you will look at this. We always talk about the bad leadership, right, but nobody talk about who is choosing these leaders. How are we choosing these leaders? You understand? So the Voters Commandment comes into play. What the Voters Commandment is saying is that you got the power, right, to choose the right person into power. And now, why are you even voting? That is the first question. Right. It is why before the what. Why am I voting? Now, the book tells you the reason why it's necessary that you must vote as a citizen. That's what the book is all about. Why must King Fazan vote? Why must a common citizen vote? And the why is here. If you fail to vote, somebody inferior than you will make decisions on your behalf. And you have nothing to say because you fail to vote. And that is the reason why it is very important. We don't even need the government. We don't even need the IEC to push us to go and vote. We should know that it is a mandate that every citizen has to vote. Because if we fail to vote, we will continue where we are because we fail to choose the person that we deem fit for the position. And speaking about this aspect of leadership, of course we can't kind of reflect on all 40 commandments that you set out in the book, but you speak about issues around leadership, and you also carry a warning about selfish leaders. Speak to us about this aspect. Now, I speak about the selfish leaders, and the reason why I emphasize on the selfish leaders is that we have these people around us. Right. Sir, I give you an example. If you have a friend that you cannot trust with 100 rand, why will you trust that person with a public office? How selfish is that? You understand? So the selfishness starts with the citizens. Right. I cannot vote you just because you are my brother. You are my brother, that's cool, but I cannot trust you with money. I cannot trust you with money, so I cannot trust you to rule a group of people because you cannot be trusted. Right. We are cool as brothers, but we cannot be cool you being my leader. So now it comes to the aspect of selfish leaders. Right. Now these are people who are thinking of their stomach and their families. To them is to make money. To them is to make a name. But one thing that we must all know is that you don't go into politics to make money. Right. You don't go into politics to make a name. You go into politics to make a change. And any leader who fails to understand that will go into politics abusing what democracy is. And quick one, sir. What we need to understand is the misconception about politics. Politics is not a dirty game. In fact, if there is any game that needs to be cleaned, it should be politics. Right. You understand? Because this is whereby decisions are made. And these decisions that are made, they don't just affect people 1 year. They don't just affect people 2 years. They affect people like in the very long run. So if there is any way at all that there should be a clean play, it should be politics. Right. Yes. You raised a very interesting point a bit earlier about the how aspect, or how do I identify what is a good leader.
How do you answer that question?
Now, I have that, I always get that question from a lot of people.
Right, right.
But now, these people that we vote into power, we know them, like the local elections that are coming in right now, by November, right? Now, the person that we're going to vote as a councillor is the person that we go to the same church with. Is the person that attends the same community meeting with us. We know these people right from high school. A bully cannot all of a sudden become a good person during election time.
Right.
And begin to tell people that, yeah, if you vote for me, I will do that. It's not about what people say. It's what people do that matters. So if we know you in the community as a particular person, you cannot fool us. The only way that you can fool us, and listen, many a times when election time comes, people fail to think with their head, they begin to think with their stomach. For the fact that you just gave me 100 rand, I was like, doesn't matter, I will just give you the vote. But I'm here to tell every citizen listening to me that your vote is the most important thing that you have as a citizen. You don't have to mess it up.
So there's also the sentiment that, especially in service-related protests, it gives us a sense of how people are less illusioned by mainstream politics now, and they are tired of the empty promises, and now they want the parties that want to represent them to actually act on these promises. What advice would you give, especially to, I'd say, independent candidates who are participating in these upcoming local government elections?
Now, the advice that I have for the voters, if you hear me very well, I continually talk about the voters rather than people contesting.
Okay.
Because now the voters are the ones that has the power.
Right.
You understand me? And now what I would tell them is this. When people continually lie to you,
right.
When people continually, and I will give you an example of a soccer team, right? When Orlando Pirates, which is my team, is messing up, if we hire a coach, and this coach failed to deliver in 2 tournaments, there is no way that we keep the coach. And do you know who fires the coach? It's not actually the owners of the club. It's the fans that fires the club. So what I'm advising the voters to do is that, first of all, let's look at the delivery. How did this person who promised us heaven but ended up giving us hell, what are we going to do to him? And this other person that is promising us heaven right now, what is his track record? Track record doesn't lie.
Right.
You understand? So when we look at the track record of this person, what has he done? Since he has been in public office and all of those stuff, what has he done? How does he treat humanity? And all of those things. So if we are sincere, and I tell people this, when people are united, there is nothing they cannot do. But divided people can do nothing. We cannot agree over everything, sir, as we're sitting here. But if we agree on one thing, let's say we don't agree on the way I dress, that is cool. I don't agree on what you eat, that is cool. But we agree that we are going to do a particular thing together. Put every other differences aside. And when citizens begin to unite on that level, there is no powerful leader that will suppress them.
Unfortunately, we have to leave it there. That's King Fazan Ajo. He's raised a few thought-provoking sentiments, and he's also the author of the 40 Voters Commandments. He's been leading the conversation there and also raising some thought-provoking questions around how you need to identify who is the right candidate to represent you in your municipality.